I think I've heard a stat that something like, is it 80% or 90%, something insane like that, of hacks are done through social engineering.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. And, I'm sure your viewers and even you have heard some variations of the phrase, the human is the weakest link. That's one of my pet peeves.
You got to tell us why.
I am not a fan of that phrase for a couple of reasons, right? One is, look at all the amazing things that humans can do. But the human isn't the weakest link. I think the problem is the training. I think the training is the weakest link. How we train, who are we training? How are we measuring the effectiveness of that training? So all of these things, I think, are the real issue. And if we don't really understand that, I think it's extremely unfair to then blame the human as being the problem. And related to social engineering, I think one of the most important things also is realizing that, adversaries aren't going to just look for technical people and say, oh, I'm going to go target them, right? There's no discrimination in that regard. They're going to target everybody. And so cybersecurity then is no longer optional. It's no longer just for the tech folks. This is a general cyber hygiene, if you will, issue that that we need to address on a more broad spectrum, right? Not necessarily just through traditional educational institutions where I'm housed, for instance, but also broader. How are we educating the community? How are we educating the elderly, right? Or the disabled, or because they're all equally likely to be targeted.
Well, I got an email from Geek Squad that you're going to renew a prescription for $300, and I've never had this. This does not apply to me.
We got a lady, she's saying she's never used Geek Squad. I'm listening in on this.
So that's I think the really important part about understanding culture, understanding context, understanding language, religion, race, ethnicity, right? All of these types of things have to be taken into consideration when we're looking at attacks. And that's why I think it's not the human that's the weakest link. It's how we train.